あの日みたいな朝もやがかかる橋がもつれて
Welcome everybody to the hottest topic of anime around the block, the top 10 best winter 2018 anime. My name is Misty /Chronexia, and today I bring you the lineup for the winter season. Every new season, Japan releases the broadcast of what they've spent the last 2 years working on, and it is usually pretty spicy. If you're not familiar with my usual format, I'll quickly go through it. We point out what seems to be the worst of the season, then we highlight the brand new hype we got, and at the end I go through a lightning round about the sequels. Since they're all season 2 and beyond, they don't really need as much of a lengthy introduction. Let's kick things off with the anime that made me limp and work our way through my half chop and finish off with my veiny pulsating. That's a horrible metaphor. Anyway, let's go!
ひどい怪我じゃないですか。
はあ
早く治療しないと後が残ったら大変だし、病院この時間空いてるかなっていうか。
This season, we got two worst anime that I couldn't decide on. The first one we're gonna go through is Killing Bites. Every season, there's just one anime that's smut trash of the highest caliber. We call it the Ero Manga Sensei Award. So how do we get lower than a sister con? Well, Killing Bite is your answer. The whole thing is cosmetized with action that puts one person against another one in a UFC-like ring with death battles and betting. But what it boils down to is, it's furry porn. Characters are genetically enhanced with wild animal traits like a lion or a hedgehog. Or what even is the main girl, a skunk? No, that doesn't make sense. What the hell's a rattle? Oh, it's a honey badger. So yeah, personified jungle animal, duking it out with the boring plain main character who's there for a plot armor reason. It makes my brain seizure, and it's enough. Moving on.
困ったな。大変なことに巻き込まれちゃったぞ。でもよく考えたらこれ女子高生と同性ってことだよね。
世界のすべてそれを記録するのは本だ
And the second worst anime of the winter season is, excuse my German, Mädchen. This anime is whatever. I started watching it on a whim because I needed to see what everything is out to make a judgment on if it's good or not. And it's a girl who can't handle her life, so she escapes in books. The story is shambly at best, but it's not the reason it's here. I got a big crisis with this anime, and it's a thing that happens in a single frame. Here, let me show you. Did you see it? Nuh-uh, not in my anime. You do not, for the love of God, ever use the hobo font! Ever! If your wife is dying, and the only way you can save her is to write a single word in hobo font, that bitch gotta go, my dude. I'd rather fucking have you use Comic Sans than the hobo font. If hobo font was a kitten, I'd punted the to Mars for that field conversion. I don't care if that hurts your feeling. Your feelings. You don't use the hobo font!
マッヘンビファチキン
Sorry, I've calmed down. Now we move on to the main list with number 10, Pop Team Epic. Starting off with Pop Team Epic, right off the bat, I can tell you this is not for everyone, hence why it's at the last spot. Visually, it looks super simplistic. The content is equivalent to basically shitposting. It's an anime about a compilation of memes, and I freaking love everything about it. Within the first episode, they parodied generic anime tropes, they memified JoJo, and straight up made a whole sketch about Chrono Trigger, a game we haven't heard of in over a decade, and it was fucking hilarious. This anime works for me. It's simple, and not every show needs to be a pretentious masterpiece to be good. This one does it by itself.
私のフィーリング。あら、ペンダントが。
秋には転校しちゃうんだもんね遠距離はマジやべえって大丈夫大丈夫転校したら速攻彼氏ゲットするから
Number 9, CTRUS. CTRUS is a really interesting anime. First of all, it dabbles in a topic that a lot of companies try to avoid, shoujo-ai, meaning girl love, meaning lesbians. The story is about Yuzu, a fashionable girl who moves across country after her mother remarried and lands in a pretty strict school that jam her clam. There she meets Mei, a mysterious yet compelling girl that Yuzu feels oddly attracted to. Through fate encounter, it turns out that Mei is the daughter of the guy Yuzu's mom remarried. If I lost you, it's basically her stepsister. And now we're back in weird Japanese territory, the one you're familiar with. So yeah, spoiler alert, by the end of episode 1, Mei forces herself on Yuzu and they make out, hence the thumbnail that brought you here. It's a very interesting anime and I look forward to see where it goes. Unironically.
目にまで見た初めてのキスがなんなのあいつ今日できたばかりの妹とだなんて
何高木さん別に何も
Number 8, Karakai Jozu no Takagi-san. I don't know, something about this anime is drawing me in. I think ever since I saw a silent voice, I found an appeal for bullying anime. After Koe no Katachi, I watched Masamune-kun's Revenge, and, well, that one wasn't particularly satisfying, but so far I'm really digging Karakai Jozu, which, let's be honest, is more about teasing than bullying, but the line is thin, I'll admit. So the story is about Takagi, a middle schooler who likes to mess with Nishitaka, a guy who gets embarrassed easily. He tries to flip the table on her, but it usually backfires on him. It's a fun comedy anime, and if it's going where I think it's going, this anime might very well jump several ranks on this list by the time it ends up airing. I like it, alright? Don't at me.
してくれよ
疲れたか？まだ歩けるか？小太郎。どっちだ？よいしょっと。
Number 7. GAKUEN Babysitters. High school babysitters. Stay with me. Yes, this is an anime that on paper will appeal mostly to girls, but it's an interesting premise anyway. The story is about Ryuichi and Kotaro, two siblings who, after their parents died in a plane crash, they end up in the care of the school's chairman. In this elite academy, Ryuichi becomes the daycare babysitter. Maybe it's cause I have a toddler daughter at home, but a lot of situations are things I wholeheartedly connect with. This anime is clean comedy with that slice of life appeal that works more on some than others, but if you like an anime about infants, like Sweetness and Lightning or Anamaru Yochien, you'll be in good company with this one.
今日からここで俺たちも仲良くさせてもらいたいんだけど、先生は？
Number 6, Eurocamp Delta. Yeah, I know the triangle is supposed to mimic a tent, but god damn it, I'm still gonna call it Delta cause that's what it is. It's a Greek letter. But yeah, another slice of life. This anime is about mountain climbing. Would have been really cool if they turned it into an expedition of climbing Mount Everest with people dying to the harsh condition of blizzards and oxygen deprivation, where you start with a party of 12 and you end up at the summit with only 2 survivors who somehow falls in love and the sister dies. Yeah, I know it's a plot of Hunger Game. But hey, instead we got a cute adventure with lolly characters scaling Mount Fuji. I kinda ruined the hype for it, didn't I? Oh well, it's still an interesting anime if you like laid-back shows.
ラーメン食べる？え、くれるの？1500円。15回払いでお願いします。
Number 5, Ito Junji Collection. I'll agree this is definitely not a pick most people would expect on this list. Ito Junji Collection is a compilation of horror/drama/psychological stories written by, as you guessed it, Junji Ito. If you don't know who Junji Ito is, that's fine. You're probably not much into Japanese literature, but think of him as the Stephen King of Japan. He has a way of creating story in mangas that gives you a pop scare just by page flipping alone. It's truly an art and he's one of the finest master at it. So they made an anime compiling many of his short stories, and I suppose the casual Western viewers probably don't get it, which is why it has such a shit score on my anime list. But I assure you, if you're interested in Japanese horror and folklore, you won't sleep for weeks after this one. I like it a lot, but it's not for everyone.
Huh?
Oh, でだから高2になったのにまだ何もしてないってことに気づいたわけ。中学の時も決まり何もしなかったじゃん。だからだよ。
Number 4, a place further than the universe. There is something blissfully captivating going on in A Place Further Than the Universe. It's a slice-of-life adventure story about young girls bonding together, but not really in a traditional way. Remember the hook you got on K-On? Or the synergy between the characters in Love Life? It's a little similar to that. The story is about Mary, who starts hanging out with Shirase, whose whole appeal in life is the Arctic. Together, they hope to travel there and visit it. The anime is endearing and the soundtrack is one of the best of the season. It's a bit of an anime about finding your true self and accepting how you are as a person, as well as bonding with new friends. It has a little bit of hidden philosophical value to it as well. It's a great show from this season, and I think a lot of people are gonna talk about it in depth once it'll be done airing.
やったことないこと始めてうまくいかなかったらどうしようって、失敗したら嫌だなって、後悔するだろうなって。なんだ、じゃあ僕と一緒だ。
え？
僕もいつも一人だよ。この角のせいでね。居場所なんて。
Number 3, Darling in the Franxx. I know a lot of people think Darling in the Franxx is a smutty, nonsensical anime. I think it's more than that. Sure, there's the giant guy riding a girl doggy style to pilot a robot thing going on. But if you go beyond that, the story actually holds itself. I might be biased because I really like a lot of anime made by Studio Trigger. They're the ones behind Kill la Kill, Space Patrol Rurouni, and Little Witch Academia, for example. Their action scenes are sublime, and Darling in the Franxx is no exception. I just hope they won't screw up the ending, but that's not usually their style. They normally end super strong, so I have high hype for this anime. Just gotta look beyond the doggy style writing part.
君を味合わせて、今から君が僕のダーリンだ。もうダメだ、死ぬ。いや、ダメ。もう死ぬんだ、よこせ。ダメ。殺してやる。
Number 2, Devilman Crybaby. I had a lot of trouble deciding if I liked it or not when I started watching it. First of all, the art style is not conventional. That's neither a good or bad thing. I mean, I've seen people praise it for its cutting-edge approach, when personally I'm more of the mindset that different doesn't equal good. But that doesn't mean I didn't like it in the end. I mean, sure, you got shots like the Scooby-Doo running away that's kind of idiotic, but that aside, you get an interesting remake of the 1972 Devilman. Story is about a wimpy kid who gets turned into a super strong devil, but he kept his human heart. It's got gore, nudity, and one dude spitting mad fire in a Japanese rap. It's really not a kid show. Super entertaining though, kind of refreshing, but despite all that, it's definitely worth the number 2 slot. And finally, number 1, Violet Evergarden. Oh boy, I can finally talk about it. This is therapeutic. Violet Evergarden had people's brain melting ever since they showed the tiny promotional video back in 2016. Kyoto Animation is nothing than a beast when it comes to visual, and they delivered expectantly on Violet Evergarden. I mean, so far it is top-notch visually. Story-wise, it's alright. It's just another melodramatic formula about identity crisis that tries hard to be philosophical, very akin to Plastic Memory, but don't get me wrong, I love it regardless, but we'll see how it goes. So far, the anime is about postal service as Violet, the weapon of destruction, tries to make heads or tail of everything around her. It's very whimsical and I think you would like it very much. That's why it's number 1.
だから代わりに命令を下す。君はまだ役に立つ。働ける。ここでな。
なんでこの店こんなボロボロなの？
あれから
So this takes care of the main list, but I'm a man of my words and we are required to go through the sequels also. Since I can see your attention dwindling out after 10 minutes so far, we're gonna speed things up. Strap yourself in, cause it's gonna go hella fast. You ready? Start the clock! Number 10, Dagashi Kashi, not that good, but I was running out of decent sequels to put on this list. Comedy about candies, it's pretty dumb. Number 9, The Silver Guardian, just another Sword Art Online bootleg, we won't see the end of those for a while. Number 8, Zokutoken Ranbu Hanamaru, obscure anime I guarantee no one knows about because it's just average, woo! Number 7, Fate Extra Last Encore. Last Encore my ass, they're milking this franchise more than Assassin's Creed. Number 6, Yowamushi Pedal Glory Line. You'd think they'd start to realize taking the bus would be faster at this point. Number 5, Overlord 2. Skeleton is pissed. Number 4, Seven Deadly Sins. In case you missed the groping of Season 1, they're still doing it here too. Number 3, Gintama. Oh look, it's more Gintama. Sure ain't getting hold seeing it on every list. Number 2, Psychic Shul and Upside Down. Pink Fuckboy does magic trick with his mind. That's how they burn Joan of Arc. Witchcraft, I tell ya. And finally, number 1, Cardcaptor Sakura, the Clear Card Arc. I've waited 20 years for the sequel and it makes me blast ropes, my dude. Whoa!
私、日野本さくら、友枝中学校の1年生になりました。
That's it. I know it's a lot to process all at once, but if you have some shows that caught your eyes and you'd like to spend some time watching them, well, I consider the last 15 minutes a great success. So this was Winter 2018. If you missed out last year's lineup or you simply enjoy my raunchy banter, feel free to check out the top 10 best anime of 2017 I made 2 weeks ago, or Subscrizzle to get the first seat on my next video. I'm sure you're excited. Thanks for watching, stay blessed, and I'll see you next time.
I've been through the hard times, I've been on the wrong side, I've been ashamed. So many memories, you know I'd like to change.